The importance of wearing a mask is now widely understood. Look around you, and almost everyone has a mask on. At a time when the world is already plagued by the coronavirus, poor air quality can just aggravate the situation, especially in the National Capital Region. So it becomes even more imperative to wear a mask and protect oneself from both the virus and bad air. Hello and welcome. I am Ambika Singh Kama and you're watching a special show on your mask, Get Set Go. So what kind of masks should we turn to at a time like this? To discuss this and a lot more, we have joining us Jayadhar Gupta, founder Nirvana Being, Jeffrey K. Smith, environmental health solutionist and an air quality expert, Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairman Nephron Clinics, Professor Dr. G.C. Khilnani, chairman PSRI Institute of Pulmonary Critical Care and Sleep Medicine. Thank you all so much for joining us. Dr. Bagai, I would like to come to you first. As India prepares for its first winter with COVID-19, regions that face pollution problems every year in this season are scrambling to prepare for what could turn out to be a frantic few months. So COVID and winter. With winter I mean festivities, air pollution and more indoor stay. What do you think is the impact of this pandemic?
This has actually three verticals in your answer. First is winter has its peculiarities for decreasing temperature and change in relative humidity. With regards to change in temperature and relative humidity, COVID-19 now, through a lot of research, has shown almost a 7 to 8% increase in transmission. The second important point is most people in winter, especially the elderly, the vulnerable, and the smaller infants and children will be more indoors. And indoor congregation of people, even within the same family, has shown to increase COVID spread by 19%. The third important point is the weather as far as the pollution in winter is concerned. This is going to exacerbate a lot of respiratory infections. If you see the last almost 20 or 25 epidemics or pandemics of respiratory viruses in the last 250 years, there's almost a 90% increase during the winter period. So this is obviously going to exacerbate the respiratory infections. Most commonly would be the common flu, what we call as the influenza type A or H1N1. So it is imperative for the children and the elderly and indeed all sections of society as far as possible to protect at least against the influenza with a common flu shot. This is readily available and I would strongly recommend it. With regards what's really impending in winter, I think it's important to carry home messages of self-precaution, of keeping warm, adequate hydration, no self-medication, no unnecessary use of antibiotics and combination medicines.
Coming on to air pollution, it affects the lungs and around the same time the air quality is poor. But this time, I just mentioned, pollution and the pandemic are colliding. Also, air pollution is known to weaken the immune system, compromising people's ability to fight off infection. So what is the threat level of the combined impact of COVID-19 and air pollution? Dr. Khilnani?
This is extremely important. And we need to learn from the studies which are done in other countries. We know that in northern Italy, where the air pollution is very high, the mortality with COVID was 12% as compared to southern Italy, where it was only 4.5%. A wide difference between the mortality of COVID, attributable to air pollution. The Harvard study, which included several states of United States, actually showed that every 1 microgram increase in the PM 2.5 led to 8% increase in the COVID mortality. And the German studies showed that, wherever the NO2 was more than 100 ppm, the 85% COVID mortality was from that area. This winter is plagued with COVID. And because of that, we must be extremely careful in using our mask, extremely useful and follow the social distancing and hand washing, the 3 C's which have been publicized.
Jeffrey, just coming to you, talking about poor air quality. You yourself have moved out of India because of air pollution. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
My family and I, we were living in New Delhi for almost 9 years. And we chose to move for career, for a job change. But part of that decision, of course, was as I began to do more and more research and also as science discovered more and more about the health effects of air pollution, we felt it was important to leave with our daughter and give her some formative years of access to cleaner air.
Jayadhar, coming to you, you have been working on masks for protection from poor air quality for years now. So tell us, how has the mask industry, how has this challenge been now with COVID coming, the COVID-19 pandemic? What shift do you see?
We've been kind of the premier mask player in India for 6 years now, making masks, high performance masks with high efficacy. And Ambika, there's been an absolute paradigm shift. Earlier the problem was air pollution. Yeah. We were trying to solve a problem or create a barrier down to 0.3 microns with a 95% efficiency, right? That's what an N95 mask is. Now with COVID, there's a paradigm shift. You've got a virus with an average size of 0.125 micron. And you've also got a problem that you have to wear masks. People have to wear masks for extended periods of time. So we're worried about CO2 narcosis. Carbon dioxide is a narcotic. As you wear your mask for extended periods of time, we are worried about people going into a coma or even dying. As a result of these challenges, we've moved to nanotechnology. So there's been an absolute paradigm shift in what we do with masks. The challenge for us is how do we filter down to 0.1 micron, smaller than the COVID particle size, and not only beat COVID, but also beat air pollution down to 0.1 micron. And that's what we managed to do. It's been a game changer. The core of our mask is nanotechnology. And not only have we reached the highest efficacy in terms of filtration, we've also reached amazingly low breathing resistance.
That's where, Jeffrey, I would like to come to you here and ask you, there's a lot of confusion on the type of mask to wear. Obviously there's single-use masks, but that does increase, the waste. I mean, we're talking about things going to the landfill, then there are cloth masks, surgical masks, N95s, and there's filtration masks. How does one decide on the right type of mask to wear? Jeffrey, could you tell us that?
Masks are one very important tool that we use to we can use to combat the spread of coronavirus and also protect us from exposure to high levels of air pollution. But that's just one tool. But let's consider what we know. We know that masks in times of coronavirus, they serve two purposes. They reduce our chances of catching the virus. But when the rest of us are wearing them out there on the street, we may not know exactly how to wear it. People are wearing it with their nose out. The surgical masks, of course, air can come around the sides of the mask. But we still see there's an effectiveness in that they even stop the smallest of particles, but to a certain percentage. And there are different studies that show 60%, 70%, 80% reduction, even for the surgical masks with 4 layers, right? But these types of different hybrid combinations and all the different products that you'll see out there, and then there are cloth masks with 4 layers, there's going to be varying effectiveness of how much it protects you. But it's important that you wear masks because at least we're stopping the large spread, because the virus is always riding inside a bubble, if you will, of respiratory fluid from when we speak or cough or sneeze.
Okay, so it's important to wear the right mask, I think, like what you've explained us really well. Dr. Khilnani, do you think people exposed to poor air might fare worse if infected with COVID-19? Also, it's very important to understand the link between pneumonia and air pollution. So how can, we safeguard ourselves?
During the air pollution, there's a direct relationship of air pollution with severity of COVID pneumonia, leading to higher mortality, which has been documented from Italy, United States, and Europe. And from the history, we know that, London fog occurred where there was 4,000 excess mortality mainly because of infection and cardiovascular problems. Now, the air pollution leads to down-regulation of immunity of the respiratory system, which leads to higher level of respiratory infection, higher rate of pneumonia, and also severity of pneumonia, which has been well documented. Ambika, through you, I would like to demonstrate the use of mask, if you permit me, because it is extremely important. This is a surgical mask. What is important is for me to understand that it has to be worn from the tip of the nose, unless you cover all from chin to the nose. you are not using it correctly.
So I think
As far
wearing
as the air,
the mask the right way, and also knowing which kind of mask to wear. If I could, Jaideep, come across to you, like how Dr. Khilani has explained us. In fact, there's been a a survey, nationwide survey covering 18 cities. It reveals that only 44% Indians wear masks, despite that there is high awareness, especially this is during COVID-19. So how do we encourage people, Jayadhar, especially children, to wear masks and more importantly, keep them on? As a parent, I mean, I think this is a huge concern.
I think the government is doing its part to have compliance mechanisms in place. Yeah, and yet, we see there's a problem. I think the government can play a greater part in advising people on what kind of masks are okay to wear in low risk environments and what kind of masks are required in high risk environments. I think there is a complete lack of information. The fact that people are wearing cloth masks and even surgical masks that don't really filter inhaled air in high risk environments completely baffles me, and especially for air pollution as well. I think 44% of Indians, when you tell me, are wearing masks, I'm going to tell you that 99% of that 44% are wearing masks that actually are cloth masks or surgical masks that don't really filter inhaled air. I mean, not down to PM 2.5 levels, and certainly not down to the level of COVID. So, they are doing a service in terms of blocking their moisture on the exhale. I don't know how much the mask is helping them on the inhale. The question you asked me on, how do we make masks more interesting to people? The way we are trying to solve this problem at Nirvana Being is actually focus on design. Without compromising on function and the nanotechnology usage, we are trying to use design. We are the first company in India that have licensed the Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars brands for the South Asian continent. And even recently, we've done a collaboration with the World Wildlife Fund. So soon you're going to see, prints on the mask with endangered animals. And of course, part of the proceeds are going to, go to fund programs at the WWF.
Dr. Bagai, globally, almost 20,000 people a day die because of air pollution. In India, children are most affected by pollution, according to a report published in The Lancet. And they are being hugely impacted by COVID-19 as well. How can we protect children against this double whammy? The combination of air pollution and COVID-19, what we've been talking about.
This is actually one of the most critical questions. Now, we know that initially we thought that COVID was sparing the children. Now we know that almost 10 to 20% of the overall COVID infected positivity are in children. The earlier understanding was that children carried a lesser viral load. Now our understanding through published data is that it carries anywhere between 50 to 100 times more than the adult load. So children are vulnerable. Children below the age of 1.5, or 2 need not wear a mask because it will almost become impossible for them to train themselves to breathe in a normal manner. But beyond the age of 2.5, we've seen a lot of children who very easily adapt towards wearing a mask. The impact on children is from every body organ as far as the pollution is concerned. So children, we have to keep protected. I think this year most of the classes will be continuing online, which is extremely important. Children also should be counseled with regards indoor air pollution. I want to add a word of caution that indoor transmission of COVID is especially now being recognized, and it carries a much greater impact now in winter. People need to be counseled of how to wear a mask. I think one of the previous speakers had mentioned that's extremely important. Wearing a mask on top of your head as a fashion statement or dangling below your chin is a disservice to our nation.
Coming back to that, Jaideep, you've been working with high-performance masks for 6 years. For someone who's wearing a mask, to understand how it's benefiting her or him, it's very, very important. So what do you think about mask certification? Many countries like the US, Taiwan have certain guidelines. Does India have something like that? Because like this whole conversation, this discussion is about wearing the mask. And that's what all our experts have been telling us.
I see masks like medicine, okay? And you can't buy fake medicine. It's all done to protect the consumer. The absence of a government watchdog in India is really, really scary to me. I run a page on Facebook where I educate people on air pollution and the science of air. And even yesterday, there were tons of people just asking me questions about, hey, this mask is making this claim and this mask is saying this. it's all false claims. I'm not seeing any lab test certificates anywhere. I'm not seeing certifications anywhere. So, the message to consumers is really beware. This is what we are going through right now is absolutely unprecedented with a combination of, air pollution and COVID. And if you don't, make safety, your safety and the safety of your family paramount, this is only going to turn bad very quickly.
Jayadhar, you all have recently gone global as well. Tell us about that. And another thing, how do you all ensure, that your consumers have the best masks, the safety precautions? Tell us about that, please.
We're based in a city that has the worst air quality in the world, a city or the region that has the worst air quality in the world. And now we're based in a city or region that has the worst COVID problems, in the world, the highest rates of infection now, closing in on the highest, some of the highest mortality in the world as well. We see all of this threat as an opportunity, quite frankly, to do good work and just follow our values of science and sustainability. This is what we've done. What we did is we dissected the problem. You have a COVID particle that's the size of 0.125 micron. We became the first company to beat or to create a barrier from this particle with the use of a nanotechnology filter. We ourselves were amazed when the first product came off the manufacturing line, and I put it on my mask because I realized that not only had we solved the protection problem, we had solved the comfort problem as well. And the kind of comments that came back from the lab, we send all our products for testing and certification to a lab in America called the Nelson Labs. It's the highest lab in the world for air filtration products. The kind of comments and feedback we got, I mean, it gave us a lot of confidence to go global. We've already launched in the US, Japan, Korea, Taiwan, South Africa, Dubai, Singapore. So, we really hope to be the first global Indian mask brand.
So mask is important and standard is also very important. Point taken, Jayadhar. Jeffrey, just a last question, before we wrap up, coming to you, and I'll take the closing remarks from the expert. Tell us globally, what can India learn, whether it's improving air quality or whether it's wearing the mask the right way? Can you tell us a little bit what we can learn from other countries? And then you can also give your closing remark.
With respect to masks, I think we've covered it, except that the masks that would protect us against air pollution, these are generally more expensive, and so most people would not be able to afford them, especially since they're actually disposable. And you mentioned yourself earlier, Ambika, the plastic waste that would result and whatnot. So my closing remarks, which would be that what we're talking about today is a solution for the protection. So the actual solution to pollution is reducing our dependence on dirty energy. So it's up to governments to recognize that there is a benefit to rapidly adopting clean energy, that if we migrate, and so we can look at fuel quality standards, emission standards, if we look more in depth at what choices we really have.
We need to make the right choices, that's very important. Dr. Bagai, closing remarks from you, please.
I think the world has been flattened. It's taken a frontal hit. What we have really learned is that we need to invest, and very quickly invest, in improving public health measures globally. I think what we've learned is that all research which comes has to be peer reviewed. It must be authentic with accurate methodology, and randomized controlled trials must govern us. I think we need to have a culture of keeping good amount of distance, and very important is to mask up. So I think the best way to survive is keep yourself safe, keep yourself clean, keep a good distance, and do not forget to wear a mask. It's as important now as having a seatbelt on when you're driving.
Closing remarks from you, Dr. Khilnani.
The COVID mask is extremely important for the transmission, for prevention of transmission, both as person who gives infection and also those one who receives infection. There's no questions about it. We know that there's airborne transmission also. But we need to understand, as far as the air pollution is concerned, the value of mask is limited. If you talk about the mask for COVID, a simple mask is good enough, a cloth mask is good enough, a surgical mask is good enough. We cannot recommend N95 mask for the whole of India population. It is just not possible because one, that they are expensive. You can't be changing it every day. And second thing is that wearing it is difficult for extended period of time. You get headache, you get soreness in the throat, the exhalation becomes difficult, you become short of breath, climbing even one flight of stairs. And also, the people who are emitting pollution by driving faulty vehicles or diesel vehicles or the crop burning, all those things have to be taken care of to control the effect of air pollution.
Jayadhar, your closing remarks, please.
I think this is a great wake-up call to the whole world. We need to reflect. We need to find a more sustainable path, a more balanced approach. What we're, going through is unprecedented. Whether it's following safety protocols, whether it's the masks, whether it's the social distancing, just safety first. That's the need of the hour.
Of course, like our experts said, we do need to make the right choices. However, with the pandemic at hand and the fact that exposure of this nature is unprecedented, probably the best is to wear the right mask to protect yourself and your loved ones. Thank you so much for watching.